All right. Good morning, everybody, all our viewers around the world. Of course, this is another weekend for us to give you what is happening within Agua and its environment by keeping you abreast. Today, we will be discussing a lot of things that have been going wrong and what has been going on between Sterling Global and then the Fulani men attack in Agua. And then we want to hear your voice, your opinion after our discussant and people we invited for this program. And the stage with me this morning, we have no other person than our chief anchor and our technologist in the person of Chima. Please, Chima, say hi to the audience. Say hi to the audience and our viewers.
All right. Happy weekend to all our viewers all over the world. It's another weekend digest where we talk about issues that affect us as a people. I'd like to welcome you to today, and I wish you a fruitful and impactful section with you. Stay tuned. I assure you will enjoy this section.
Also, we'll have another person who has always been with us, our crew member also, who is another person than the Honorable Comrade Mbonu Uchemoke John. Thank you. John, please say hi to our audience.
Good morning, viewer. It's a lovely weekend this morning. Thank you for having me.
All right. Today we will have two powerful men in our midst who has also been a very good contributors to our program. And whenever we call them, they are always ready to air their opinions and give suggestions as way to move Agua forward. The first person we have today is not that person that my senior brother in the person of Barrister Kajetan Osisioma. Barrister, please, you're welcome to the stage.
Thank you very much, my brother. It's always my pleasure to be here. Happy weekend to all of us.
I also have another person, Mr. Savio Abiazem, one who has always been there with us also, and giving up his own ideas to see that Agua gets to the limelight of what we are projecting for. Please, Savio, say hi to our audience.
Good morning, our viewers. It is my pleasure to be here today again. Good morning, Mr. Wisdom and other Agua Indigenous in diaspora. Good morning. Thank you for having me.
All right. Our viewers, just like we said earlier, today we are discussing the aftermath of Sterling Global Resources Limited and then the Fulani Herdsmen attack. So, but we'll start with Sterling Global. So, over the week, last week, the government of Imo State, due to early responsibilities, so a lot of eyebrows as to a lot of things happened, and the state government have to say, "Oh yeah, go back to your work, but please, within the social space of social and so, please kindly do what is necessary. And if this is not done, this is what we are going to do." So I will be bringing up Barrister CJ to please tell us the information he has and what we want to hear if he's really grounded in these issues that happened over the week. So, Barrister, please, you have the stage. What do you think, or what is your opinion over the issues with Sterling Global? Because I have seen that in the past, the communities that are the host communities have not been able to put up something like this. But over the weekend, last week, the state government had to bring them down and then shut down their operation. But in less than 1 week, they were opened again. What is actually on ground, and what is the way forward as regards to this?
All right. Thank you very much once again, my brother Wisdom Ugwebu. And it's my pleasure to be here this weekend to help us analyze some of the issues affecting our community. Yes, I must start by saying that the intervention of the Imo State government is a welcomed one. It is a welcomed one because the issue of Starling Global Oil Resources Limited has been a knotty issue since its inception in 2007 as an international oil company operating in Agwa. It is quite unfortunate that since Stalin started its exploration and exploitation operations in Agua in 2007, nothing tangible has been done to the host communities. There is nothing one can point to today in Agua, and you say this is the project Stalin, did for this community. And this is a community, this is communities, the host communities that this international oil company has been operating since 2007 for 17 years. There is nothing to show for it. So, personally, it is a welcome development by the Imo State government to have intervened, to shut down their operations, and to call them to order. Yes, even though I do not have all the details of the meetings between Starling Global Oil Resources Limited and the Imo State government, but from what I read from the social media, okay, the government has instructed them to do certain community development projects within a period of 30 days, within a period of 60 days, as the case may be. So it is now for us to look forward to see whether Starling will turn a new leaf or they will still go back and continue to do what they have been doing, because we know Starling Global Oil Resources Limited as a company that does not care. Starling does not care. They feel this is our community. We can get anything we want and go scot-free. And that is quite unfortunate. And some of our people are enabling them to do all sort of rubbish against our community, as if this is their father's land. They can just come and operate, drill our oil and go scot-free. It is quite unfortunate that we don't have roads, we don't have hospitals, no schools, no pipe-borne water, no electricity. I mean, nothing to write home about. So I welcome the intervention by the Imo State government, and I think it is for us to see what will happen in the coming days. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Barrister. So I'll bring up Stevio also to also air his own opinion, because by extension, Stevio is a kind of close to one or two government appointees in the state. So if he has more to tell us, Stevio, you have the stage.
Okay,
Please put off your
thank
mic.
you,
Put on your mic,
Comrade
please.
Wisdom Ugwebu. Let me start by thanking the Imo State government, ably led by Senator Hope Uzodinma, for his intervention uh, in our clan and in our communities with the evil oil company called Starling Global. It is a welcome development for government to intervene and to stop operation of Starling Global Company Limited. Since 2007, Starling Global operating, lifting our natural resources, nothing to, no development, no single development to the host communities, including Agwa clan. It is a taboo. It is very bad. It is a bad omen. But sometimes I don't too blame the company itself. Rather, I blame our representatives, our brothers who are dealing with companies. Those people with their evil mind, they don't have the development of Agua. Let me also say that, like what Barrister said, oil company operating in a community, at least there are some basically needs. There are some development that the company must attract to the host communities. But since 2007 up to date, you can't count even a single borehole, in Mbala, in Umofeke, in Umomo. No single project. Now, for state government to come into our head now, our rescue now, it is a welcome development. Yes, I have a little idea of Imo State government coming to stop Stalin for oppression. Is right, and it calls for dialogue. And company have seen the government. Government has given them instruction to go and do the needful between 30 to 90 days, and they come back in dialogue table. And the Starling Global has started operation again. Let them continue doing what they are doing. I know that even if state government give Salem 1 year, Starling will not do anything, because all those our brother who is leading Stallions, they have bad mind. No, they don't have the heart of development or attracting development to our people. Let me put it straight. You see that Mr. Chede from Umofeke and Chijoke Fortune from Mbala Opo. No. Let it be done. I have advised our people to get up and fight these two men. Nothing will happen. Heaven will not fall. Heaven will not fall. Let us call a spade a spade. Starling Company is an Indian company. It's a foreign company. It's an international company operating in Nigeria. And there is rules and regulation there is a law guiding a foreign company to operate in Nigeria. And how can you, a foreign company operating in Nigeria, cannot do what they're supposed to do, what the law said? And they got away with it. They lift our natural resources back to their home, back to their country. They do whatever they like. Who is leading them? It's our people. It's our people. So for government to intervene, to rescue us in this menace, is a welcome development. And I think that government of Opus Odema is going to do with this Starling Global, whether they like it or not, as long as he has stepped in. That is the reason why Starling Global will now share their sword. If they like, they should continue doing what they are doing. And people who is going to government, who is reporting to government, will continue reporting to the government. Then at the end of the day, we will know who owns the land and who owns the natural resources. It's a welcome development for Imo State government and for Nigeria government to intervene. Nigeria government, Mr. Petroleum is aware. They are aware of this. And is by their plead, federal government plead, that the Imo State government now give them days or months to go and reconcile with the community, to go and do the needful. Thank you for government to come inside our rescue. Thank you. I have thanked the state government and people that make the complaint, people that lead the protest, through by social media, through by writing, through by call, whatever. I thank them all. It's a welcome development. Thank you once again.
All right. Thank you, Xavier, for your opinion. Mbono, I will hand over to you. What information do you have? What do you have to say? And then you can also see that within the ambit of this few days of this brouhaha that has been taking place, we recently saw a video going viral on social media claiming that Agwa electricity has been successfully installed or rectified by Sterling Global Oil Resources. What is your take on that, and how do you feel that Agwa has really actually seen the light of the day, having witnessed electricity by this Sterling Global Oil Resources?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Wisdom, for your time. Thank you, all those that have spoken. You spoke well. I want to, first of all, start by acknowledging the efforts of the Imo State government led by the distinguished Senator Hope Uzodinma, the executive governor of Imo State, vis-a-vis the federal government represented by the Minister of Petroleum, to have taken this bold step. I call it bold step, giant step in the right direction, and also timely to call the management of Sterling Global to order. Like all the two speakers said, Sterling Global has already tell the people of Agwa, Imo State and its environment that they are not teachable, in the sense that what they are doing in Agwa clan, by extension in Nigeria or Imo State rather, cannot be done in any location in India for a second. I wonder how an international oil company lifting oil in a commercial large quantity in Agwa cannot have a single project, even if it's a toilet through, or even if it's a toilet facility for the people to at least to enjoy. So I want to thank our governor for letting them know that he is aware of all the sharp practices Sterling Global has been condoning in Agwa. This is number one. Number two is the conditions they have made them to understand that this is what is going to happen if you fail to do, because I'm aware that the federal government, the meeting that they had 2 days ago, 3 days ago rather, or 4 days rather, 4 days ago rather, they were seriously asked to start whatever social responsibility they ought to do for the people of Agwa and the immediate environment, because this is what they are elected to do naturally, without compelling them. And they have appended to that, agreeing to do it. That was why you see there are conditions for 30 days, because there are projects that could be done within 30 days and the people will enjoy it. There are also projects that could be done within 60 days, 90 days and thereabouts. So I'm thanking the governor for coming out to do such a thing and coming to the aid of Agwa. This is number one. Then number two is the issue of the electricity. The Sterling Global has embarked. If you could recall, prior to 2022, Inside Agwa reported a project called Agwa Electricity, flagged by the same Sterling. By the timeline Sterling gave 6 months. This is almost 2 years of that project, and it is yet to come to life. Rather, what they are trying to do is a knee-jerk approach, being reactionary to issues. Okay, you could imagine that after the meeting they had with the state government, Imo State government, vis-a-vis the federal government, where they asked them to do this, do A, do B, and if you can do it, you can now go back to operation. Now, after that meeting, starting in their usual knee-jerk reactions and the deceptive method, started going around about calling the contractor to come back to site, or making all those videos you are seeing going on. Is that how an organized and international organization operates? This is wrong. This is wrong of Sterling. Imagine telling people that Agwa has been electrified. Why in later nothing like that has happened? Those lights you are seeing was just a light that was just the transformer that was energized, and by virtue of people who are close to the place, they were able to have some energy from the transformer. Now you are sharing the whole videos, telling the world that Agwa have electrified, which in practical nothing like that happened. Agwa has 9 communities, and with over 30 something villages or communities. Yes, 30 something villages. Now you are just singling out and just one, not even a community, just a hemisphere. The area which contains the transformer and a few buildings around there, using it as a common flag, telling the world that Agwa, is that a response to the meeting that was held. Now, what I want to establish is that one, Sterling Global is here to electrify Agua. This is a statement of fact. Whoever cares can come to Agba and do the investigation himself. That video is cooked up. That video is nothing but deception, trying to tell the world that they have started activating one of the agreements they had with the state government led by the single Senator Hope Ozadema. So I want to say that Stanley should come home and be thoroughful. They should come home to Agba and be thoroughful. It is a shame that an international oil company in the nature of cannot or have not implemented or have any project that they can boldly tell the world that we did this project for the people and they are benefiting from it. It is a shame. It is a shame for a clan that have received them with their whole heart without giving them any trouble, without obstructing their operation. Yet Sterling cannot do the needful, even the little that we are asking them. Yes, just like some the two speakers said that yes, that some of our brothers are enabled. Yes, they have some enablers from the community, and perhaps that could be why they are having all this field. But I'm saying that the intervention of the governor is a good one. It shows that he knows what is happening within his state, and coming out at this time to intervene is a welcome development. It is for us to always hold Sterling Global to accountable from our publications, from our discussion, and people should note that Sterling is not doing the right thing. Thank you.
You have really spoken well. We are all bitter about this. It's always a thing of bitterness, a thing of sorrow when we see that there are people are not really helping the issues of what we are advocating for, and it's really causing a lot of damages to us. We cannot continue to hold this. Let's say that the government has come in to intervene, and we are giving them a benefit of doubt because there are ways you push people, and at the end of the day, they take the law by themselves. But we don't pray to do so. We'll be a law-abiding citizen. Let me bring up Chima onto the stage. Chima, you have heard what our speakers have said, and then just like we keep clamoring here, year in, year out, day in, day out, over the weekend for them to do what is right. And what is your stake, or what is your take as regards to what is actually going on? Because this is really disheartening that we cannot boast of anything from Sterling, and rather, instead of them to do what is necessary, they keep on fabricating a lot of lies, using our people to gain popularities that they are on ground. Meanwhile, they are not doing anything for the community. You can imagine if we go by the right sense of what Sterling should to do. I don't think there is anybody in Agwa that should step out of Agwa in order to look for employment. What is your stake?
All right. Thank you, Wisdom, for bringing me in at this point. And I also like to appreciate our speakers, those who have contributed to this issue. Wisdom, I must tell you, it's unfortunate. It's very, very unfortunate what we are experiencing in Agua. You know, a clan that has oil in its large deposits, we are living as if we have nothing. And that is why Starling Global, they are leveraging on our weakness and they are playing on our intelligence. For me, it's a clear call for our people. You know, we must appreciate the governor for coming to our rescue. What the governor has done is a call for action from us as a people, our elites, our lawyers, our royal fathers, the youth, the leadership of ACU, everybody, every authority, constituted authority in Agba. It is time for us to rise up. Why am I saying this? Starling Global, they are playing too smart. All the while, they have been very smart. But I tell you, if we are united, we can fight this common front. And I tell you, we will win the battle. What am I saying? If we do not have a checklist for Sterling. They are going to toil around with us and they will paint a picture before the government that they have satisfied us as a people. And it behoves on us now, even the oil producing communities, the key oil producing communities, Mbala, Umumbo, and the rest. My question is, are there not people constituted to look into the affairs of Sterling? Are there not people who are tracking what they are doing? Why are we all keeping quiet? So my take is that all of us should come together, from the leadership of ACU to our royal fathers to our lawyers. We should come together. This is not a fight for two communities. It is a fight for Agwa. I tell you, if we do not hold Stalin, if we not hold them on their neck, they are going to still get out with it. Now that the governor has given them ultimatum 1 month, are we going to sit down in this 1 month? We need to make a noise. We need to tell the government that they are not ready to do anything. And so we need a concerted effort in this time around to bring them to book and to make them do the right thing. Agwa are peace-loving people. No matter what is happening around us, insecurity and all that. But I tell you, they cannot get away with this kind of art in with some communities. A community, for how many years they have operated, illegally lifting our oil, no road, no light. So it's a call. Let us come together as a people. Let us come together, have a meeting, and then fight this common front. That's my take on it. Thank you, Wisdom.
All right. You have heard from also Chima, and then from me, we can take one or two comments coming from people. Mr. Churchill one says the video deceit was also done by our own people. It's very unfortunate. The governor of Imo State is the principal landlord and has the power to quit Sterling Global unless there is something else. That's coming from Mr. Choshi. Another one comes again from Mr. Choshi. He says, um, he says, okay.
Okay, Wisdom. I don't know if I think we also have that one coming from Churchy, the one you displayed earlier. I said for me, if the representatives of Agua clan are sincere and wants um, the best from Agua people, our light electricity should come from the same place Starling Global enjoys their light from. I think you may take it up from there. Wisdom, are you there? Okay, I think we are having a little glitches around Wisdom. That was comment coming from our viewers. Also, we have another one. We must get our leadership structure right for the things to go in the right direction. Still on what I was stressing earlier, that we need concerted effort. We need to bring our leaders together for us to fight this common front. Okay, that is it from our viewers. I would like to call on Barrister Kajetan Osisioma. Still on this issue, we are talking about the thing we are suffering in the hands of Sterling Global. As a lawyer, don't you think it's time for us to form a legal team to address some of these issues, like I pointed out with the leaders of Agua? Are we not going to leave this matter in the hands of two or three communities and we are suffering in the hands of these people? What is your take on this?
Yeah, thank you very much, Chima, for bringing me in again. I think, as I have earlier said, it is quite unfortunate that we're still discussing the issue of Stalin at this stage of our development, at this stage of exploitation of oil by Stalin from our communities. I mean, anytime the issue of Stalin is mentioned, for me, I find it so irritating and disheartening because Stalin has beaten us so much that there is a way you will beat a child and you don't expect that child to cry. That is the stage, the atrocities committed by Stalin against Agwa has gotten to. You see, you're right that it is time for us, to constitute teams, legal team or whatever team you may call it, to confront, Stalin. But I must tell you, some of us have taken actions, legal actions against Stalin, which are pending and some are still, ongoing. As a person, personally, I am in court against Stalin, and my case against Stalin is now pending before the Supreme Court of Nigeria. We are waiting for a date to hear the appeal. And if not for all the political matters, the election petition cases, that have, the stuff that are called so far, possibly by now the Supreme Court would have given judgment in my case against Stalin, which is pending before the Supreme Court. What am I, contesting against Stalin? We started from the trial, High Court, to the Court of Appeal, and now to the Supreme Court. I am only asking Stalin to implement all they undertook to do in the 2007 Memorandum of Understanding they signed between them and Agwa and between them and Umofeke and Mala. The Memorandum of Understanding executed on 8th February 2007 that Stalin started his operations in Agwa. And when I led several delegations to Stalin's head office, including, holding a meeting with the top management in their Lagos head office, holding several meetings at their base offices in Owerri and Port Harcourt, leading protests to their stations, what do they call it, flow stations on our farmlands where they operate in, and seeing that nothing has ever come out of this thing. And as a lawyer, I said, no, we cannot just keep quiet. I commenced an action against Stalin. These are the things, my brother, if you take a look at that Memorandum of Understanding executed between Stalin and these host communities in 2007, when you read it clause by clause, you will shed tears for our community. And then when I look at the so-called Global Memorandum of Understanding, they deceived our people, to sign in 2021. They actually invited me, to become one of the representatives from Agwa that will come and, do such a deceptive thing for our people. But I'm not such a person, to be so deceived. So when you read through that GMOU, Global Memorandum of Understanding, that Global Memorandum of Understanding, what is achieved, what it tried to achieve was to just whittle down the good undertakings they took to provide for Agwa in the 2007 Memorandum of Understanding. A whole lot of things were listed to be done for Agwa as a host community by Stalin. But I can assure you nothing, not even one has been done. Our people, our youth who are in schools today, both primary, secondary, university, those undertaking their postgraduate studies are all to be given scholarships on an annual basis. I can tell you, no student in Agwa is supposed to pay a dime in their studies until they graduate and even until they have their PhDs. If you read the contents of that 2007 Memorandum of Understanding, I have it, and that is why I'm asking the call to compel Stalin to enforce. Compel Stalin to enforce. But it's quite unfortunate that some of our people are the people enabling Stalin not to do all these things for us. It is quite unfortunate. And when you talk, they see you as, oh, why are you talking against us like this? And after this video, so many people will send it to Stalin. But my name before Stalin has always been a household name there. Whenever they see the name, they shiver because they know what I've done to them. Look, let me tell you, if I were one of those people that can easily be bought over by Stalin, I would have been bought over. But there is one thing I'll always tell Stalin. You see prick. You can't use prick to entice a prostitute because that is what she takes every day. So Stalin calling you on phone, come and work with us and come and do with us. Forget, we've seen that you are a strong voice, you want us to work with you. I told them you cannot do that to me. If you've done it to other indigenous of Agwa, Kajeta no Sisioma is not that kind of person you can buy over. Nobody has ever bought me over before. So that is quite unfortunate. And I must also appreciate this leadership of Agwa Central Union for what they are doing now. Many of us may not know what ACU leadership is doing in the background, but they are doing great. And I also urge our people to use this opportunity created by the Imo State government,
Yes.
to heighten it. I encourage our people to lead a peaceful protest to the government house. Our mothers, our fathers, our youths, our girls, our boys should lead a peaceful. Our people, Agwa Central Union should, sponsor such peaceful protests. We go to the government house, address all these issues. We go to I also thank, the Commissioner for Niger Delta Affairs and Intelligence in the person of Dr. Okafor, who I know did all these things because he's our brother. He knows what is happening. He knows what is happening. And I'm sure he did some of these things, and the governor knew why he appointed him in that ministry to do all these things. So I extend my appreciations to Dr. Okafor because he had really done great. And then it is for our people to leverage on this, to work with him, in concert with him, lead a protest, a peaceful protest to him, to the government house, so that we can press these issues. Let the government know that we are suffering. And then to those people who are making these videos, these deceitful videos, I pity them. I pity them. It's just like what is happening in Nigeria as a nation. Nigeria has gotten to the extent that, someday we can see what just happened in Kenya. It was unprecedented. Gen Zs just woke up. There was no meeting. There was no agreement. There was no agreement to meet any day. Everybody just woke up spontaneously and they went to the Senate. You saw what happened in Ghana. In Kenya. And I'm seeing it happening in Nigeria very soon. I am seeing it happening in Agwa very soon. I am seeing it happening against Starling Global Oil Resources Limited very soon. Because there's a way you push people to the walls and there's no other place they can stand other than to attack you as a form of defense. That is the extent it has gotten to now. So I encourage our people to come out. Let us not stop, hiding and sitting on the fence and say it doesn't concern me. It concerns everybody. Just like when this insecurity in Agwa was coming, some of us were crying, but they saw us like, oh, it doesn't concern you. You are the ones But now, hardly can people go home. Hardly can indigenous of Agwa go home. Some will come back from Lagos and Abuja and they will hide in hotels in Owerri. Some who live in Owerri hardly move around because of fear of being killed, being fired, and the rest of them. So I encourage our people to come out. This is the time for. See, it is this oil that is found in Umofeke, Mbala, Omo. It is not limited to Umofeke, Mbala, and Umope alone. Every Agwa community is a host community. Because the negative effects of the exploitation in Umofeke, Mbala, they affect every other community in Agwa. We have poor yields of agricultural produce in Agwa today. What is the cause? Oil drilling in Agwa. And these are some of the things. So this is the best time for us to wake up, consolidate on the intervention of the Imo State government to lead peaceful protests to all the relevant authorities. Write to all the relevant authorities, the NUPRC, Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, to write to every relevant authorities to lead peaceful physical protest to the government house, to every authority to tell them that Agwa, we are dying. Nothing. We have not received, we have not benefited anything from Sterling. That is quite unfortunate. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Barrister Osisioma, for that thoughtful suggestion of yours. And I think you are speaking my mind too. I would like to call up Comrade Wisdom Ugwebu, who is anchoring the program, to continue with the rest of the program. Wisdom, over to you. Okay, Wisdom, are you there? All right. Okay, while we wait for Wisdom to respond, I would like to call on Mr. Savior Abiaziem. Mr. Savior, you heard what Barrister Osisioma said about the way forward on this issue. And I would like to also have your take on that before we go to the Fulani herdsmen issue.
Thank you. Let me commend my own barrister. Barrister, you have spoken well. Barrister have given a nice suggestion and nice idea, nice solution for us to get this info campaign done. Let me just digress a little. You can see this Stalin Global campaign that came into Agba since 2007. My annoyance is, in agriculture, in our farmland, we do farm what we call shifty cultivation.
Shifting
Cultivation. We farm 6 years. Can you imagine that a Stalin Global will coming into our farmland and persuade the owners of the land that they will lease the land 30 years? Who does that? I married from Izombe. Izombe is oil kingdom. The two companies operating in Izombe, others now to Antan and Seplat. They lease land there 6 years. 6 years, short-term deals. But here in Agba, the company will tell you that they operate in 30 years. Who is doing this? Is it not Chijo Koko and the Chidi from Umofeke? Let me mention their name and nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. But Oshioma talk about scholarship. Since 2007 up to now, nobody, you cannot boast, I cannot boast one person that Stalin gave a scholarship. Nobody, no single person, no single student that benefit from scholarship from a company called Stalin. No single student from post-primary, post-secondary, and post-university. No single graduate that benefited from a scholarship. And if you go to Mbala, they are doing what you call Umosebala agenda. Umosebala agenda. What is Umosebala agenda? What? And so what? Now let me just tell you the truth. This Stalin is an international company operated by India. But who is leading them to do all this rubbish? Is our people. Is our people. Look at what happened 2 days ago, where people just came and videoing all these generator satellites and telling the whole world, telling the whole social media that Agba is now having electricity. For where? Which electricity? No, Stalin think that they will eat their cake now and still have it. No. Time have passed. If they think they are smart, and this time around, at least some group of people will tell them that they are smarter than them. Yes, it's our people that go around and videoing all those doing all those rubbish videos and sending to social media. No, I'm coming. Hold on. Listen. But some have suggested that we move with a protest, and my suggestion in there is our protest will be: we don't want Stalin again. Stalin should go. Stalin should leave our land. We don't want Stalin. If we protest and tell the government we don't want Stalin again, at least Stalin will turn around and do something. So our problem is our people. The problem of Stalin and the Agba, you should stop calling Mbala, Umofeka, and Domonpo. Yes, they are principal landlord. Agba Imo State is a principal landlord. Imo State is the only producing community state. Do we have any oil well in the way? No. But Imo State is actually an oil producing state. So Agba is only producing clan. We know that Umofeka Mbala is the principal landlord, the principal community. Yes, they are landlord. But let Agwa come up now and do the needful. If you can lead the peaceful protest to government house and to some agencies in Imo State, at this time we do something. Let me thank Dr. Henry Okafor, the Commissioner for Niger Delta, and also the leadership of ACU. ACU have done marvelous well. They have done very well, and they are still doing. I greet them. I salute ACU. I salute the Minister of Petroleum and Niger Delta Office, and also Minister of Petroleum Abuja. I salute them, and all those maybe some individuals and group of people that to take this thing as their burden to government house, to governor. I salute them all. So I think a peaceful protest will also pave a way. And also, this maybe later a youth should come, body should come. I think Brother someone will lead us. And all those our people, if you don't know this, making all this noise that Stanley is doing something is ignorance. And hungry, they are hungry. They are poor people. And ignorance, ignorance is more is dangerous than HIV. You understand? So sometimes I don't blame them because they don't know what they're doing. So if Agba people will come up and say this is the right time now to track this evil company operating in our land, it's a welcome development. And the time is now. Now government of Imo State have woke up. Let us move, support the government of the day of leadership of ACU to get this thing done. If we do this, Stalin will know that they are operating in our land. How can Stalin bought our people over with peanut? You are meant to give them 100 million, and they give you 1 million, and you are jubilating. You are jubilating like you are eating from a. Look at what people, all those people that work, they work in Stalin. They pay them every day 3,000 or whatever. At the end of the month, you give them 60,000. Some call it roast about and start home. You give them 60,000. No single staff from Mbala is a permanent staff of Stalin. And the law said that all these company that opening this oil well and whatever, because roast about the law said that if they came, like 3 of them are in Mbala now, operating in Mbala. If they came to Mbala, the law say if they are going after doing their work, they will take 2 or 3 from the host community as their staff and take them home. Whatever they are, that is the law. But here in Agba, they will come and pay them the little of the change, 60,000, and if they go, they will go forever. They will not take any soup from Mumofeke, from Mbala, from Agba generally. No permanent staff.
Wow.
No permanent staff. They just staff like 2 or 3 from Umofeke. Was it the last 2 months? But from Bala, no permanent staff. And who is doing this? Who is doing this? Who is doing all this rubbish? And you are talking against us. You are kicking against us. Why? You are talking against us. You are talking against you are not happy with us. Why would I be happy with you? Is your leadership? Is your representative? Modify, bring the solution to our problem. Is your representative? Why will I talk against you? You are not doing the right thing. You are not doing the useful. You are not doing the right thing.
All right, thank you, Mr. Savior.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Savior. The deeds of Sterling Grover, we cannot exhaust it all, but it's good that we are doing this enlightenment so that our people will know that we need to rise up and demand what is ours. I'd like to thank you for that. Let me call on Comrade Uchenwoke John, and also I would like also Barrister Kajetan to also lend his voice, and then if wisdom is available there, that will be the concluding part of this section of the discussion. Now the issue is, I think one of the issue we are having around this is because we don't have a formidable youth body in Agwa. I mean a youth body that, just as we have ACU taking charge of all leadership issues in Agwa, don't you think it's time for us to have a youth body, a formidable youth body? Like we are talking about protest now, the youth who will have the mind, like the lives of Mr. Savior, the lives of our brother Barrister Kajet and Osioma, those who have the mind to say this is what we want, and then they will call on the entire youth of Agwa and they will meet the government for a peaceful protest. Because we have seen this thing happening in other places where you have a formidable youth body. What is holding Agba not having a youth body? I would like Comrade Uchenwoke John to lend his voice on that, and then Barrister Kajetan Osisioma, Wisdom, and then finally with Mr. Xavier Abaziem, and then we'll wrap up this session. I'd like to call on Comrade Ugbebu Wisdom to lend his voice on that.
Thank you, Mr. Chima, for this timely question. I want to start by saying again, we cannot exhaust the issues of stealing in the way of telling them to do A or B. We cannot exhaust because these are things they know, and these are things they know that are against the people. But it's good that we are coming out gradually to speak against these abnormalities of stealing. That is for that. Then the issue of I don't know who has responded on herdsmen is also another issues that ought to be addressed, and addressing it calls for a robust discussion between the Agwa Central Union, which I know they started doing, and vis-a-vis the neighboring sociocultural groups that are in charge of each community. I'm talking about Uguta also, Amako here, Obako, these sisters communities to come together and have a robust dialogue in order to reach out to the state government to call the leaders of Fulani cattle rearers to order, because I know that those cattle rearers, those cattle are owned by eminent Nigerians. Why I'm using the word eminent Nigeria is that I'm
So,
also aware that
sorry, comrade. For me to, I'd like to cut you here. We are going into the issue of the Fulani herdsmen attack on Agwa. That will be shortly after now. But we are talking about the issue of having a formidable youth body in Agwa to front some of these our causes, like we are talking about peaceful protest in government house. Why don't we have a formidable youth body in Agba? That's the issue we want to summarize, and then we'll go to the issue of the herdsmen. Thank you.
okay. Thank you for that direction. And on that, I want to say that to have a youth assembly, organized youth assembly, just as ACU is going, and they are piloting the affairs of Agua in a steady and gradual movement of development. I know why I use those words. You might think that ACU is not doing any, but when you watch critically and with an objective mind, you will see that ACU leadership led by Barrister Benson Akonya is gradually and steadily steering Agua towards collective development that we are not that have not been in existence before. I always say this, that our thanks should go to the leadership of ACU for coming up and for being steadfast in their activities. That's for then. Another thing is that the issue of Agua youth burden, like I said, is overdue. But then there are things we should also factor in as a people. Number one is that going from where we are coming from, the crisis that erupted, and you know the story was not a good one, and the issue of a youth burden comes with its own peculiarity that challenges as well. Sometimes if it's not being managed well, those challenges might also bet another challenges in a way of unrest. And so I think that ACU is not ignorant of that. And I'm also thinking that they are coming with a better plan in having that youth body. If you could recall, there was a sometime, I think around the February or January or so, they held a meeting, and I raised a motion, I raised an observation in the area of having this youth body. After that, the ACU leadership also directed that such things should be experimented, which we try doing. But like I said, we are coming out from a crisis, and having a youth burden, election or whatever, will come with so many vested interests. And if it is not being managed is capable of plunging us into another bigger crisis. You know what the issues of youth are? The exuberances in managing their affairs and all that. So I think this is what ACU is trying to manage, and I think also they are trying to come up with a better plan that will bring this youth burden, which everybody is clamoring for, to fruition. And when that happens, the youth demography, or the youth population of Agwa, will have that front to say, okay, this is what we are doing, and they will go all out in unison to do it. Like what is happening now, the protest you are calling for, a peaceful protest you are calling for, cannot be, or may not be, appropriately managed if there is not a central youth leadership that can be responsible in leading such front. I don't know if you're getting me, but what I'm trying to say,
Yeah.
Agua needs a youth body. It is There is no saying about that. But then the timing for me, I don't think is a good one. But ACU also coming up, I think they are coming up with a better plan to make sure that this youth body will come to pass, and it will reflect the peculiarity, or the composition of the clans, the composition of the communities in Agua, and that will give them effective leadership to approach whatever concern that has to do with the youth in Agua. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Comrade John Bono John, for that insight. I like to beam on Barrister Kajeta and Osisioma to lend his voice on this issue. Over to you, Barrister.
Yeah, yes. Thank you once again, Chima. My brother, Comrade Mbono, has spoken well on this issue of the necessity for, for Agua youth to be in existence. I think that cannot be overemphasized, okay? Because in any community, for any community to be effectively led, there must be in place some constituted authorities. And these constituted authorities include the union, the central union, as we may call it, or any central body of that social, regulating the affairs and conduct in that community. And then the second one is the youth body, which must be properly constituted and empowered to act sometimes as the military wing of the central body of that community. And then we have the women group, of course, without forgetting the traditional institution. These are the constituted authorities in any community. And for any community to function effectively, these authorities must be in place. If there is a central organization, as we have, Agua Central Union, without any youth body in place, I can tell you, nothing will move forward. That is one of the reasons we have what we are having in Agua today, the insecurity. Because when you visit other communities, for instance, in Anambra State, there is hardly a community in Anambra State that does not have an effective youth body. Whenever the central body gives instructions or makes policies, or makes policies, it is usually the youth body that implements the policies of the central body. Central bodies, more often than not, are comprised of elderly persons. They cannot go and engage the youth if it's involves such an engagement. It is usually the youth who know their fellow youths that can engage them, or that can tell them, lay down your arms, come, let us talk. And if they fail to do so, the youth, well empowered, can go after them. I mean, squarely after them. And that is why some communities in Anambra State are, even if there is insecurity in the entire Southeast, if there are different communities, they can always, bring situations down. So the issue of Agua having a formidable, effective, and efficient youth body is overdue. And this is where I'll be calling upon the Agua Central Union, which has been doing marvelously well for us, to look into this issue for its immediate constitution. We need to do that. we need to constitute a formidable youth body in Agwa. Empower them. I mean, you don't just constitute a youth body and then leave them. When anything happens, you leave them and, it will become a personal thing. When you constitute them, you register them with the appropriate authorities in the local government and the state. You empower them. You can, to some extent, arm the leadership. And then these are people who will now implement the policies of the Agwa Central Union. So it is very, very important. If you can see, some years ago, I kind of convened, I constituted and opened a WhatsApp platform, which you have today as Nakai. I constituted that Nakai because I was saying, what can we do to bring some of our youth together? At least we can share ideas, look at things that are happening in our communities and see how we can handle them to some extent. So single-handedly, I created that WhatsApp platform as in a kind of a place where youth can be sharing ideas. And from there, we can have something formidable. So I think Agwa Central Union can come into this since we have, an online movement like Nakai. We now have an online movement like Inside Agwa. Another Agwa Youth Vanguard I have seen online. Agwa Central Union can, bring all these things together and say, okay, since we have a, online movement of Agwa Youth already, let's constitute something more formidable from this, and then we can have it. I warn again, we can hardly achieve peace, security, and development in Agwa if we don't have an effective, formidable, and efficient youth body. They are usually the military wing of any central body in any community. Thank you.
Thank you, Barrister. You have spoken so well. Thank you so much for your valuable contribution in this program today. Before we wrap up this section, and I'll plead with you, gentlemen, we still have like 5 to 10 minutes to talk about the activities of the Fulani Herdsmen in Agwa. So please stay tuned. Mr. Savior, in 1 minute, please, can you tell us your take on the constitution of a central Agwa youth union?
Okay, I thank you once again. Let me draw the idea of Barrister Kajeton Osisioma. But let me advise. Let me just advise. Having Agba Central Youth Body is a welcome development in our clan. It will help the Central Union, Agba Central Union, to bring the lasting solution in our clan. And again, let me now advise. We will be careful. Why even SCU is maybe the SCU is planning for Agba to have a central youth body. They must be careful for hoodlums not to hijack the youth body. Hoodlums not to hijack the youth body. And again, I advise again, it's not necessary that there must be election for us to start Agba Youth Central Body. There must not be election. That election should set aside for now. And we must be careful for hoodlums, for evil men and women to use hoodlums to hijack the central youth body about to play. It is very important. It is very, very important. But for Agwa to have a youth central body is a welcome development in our domain. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sylvia, for that. Before we wrap up this program, one of the issues also contending with Agwa now is the issue of Fulani Herdsmen attack. Barrister Kajetan Osisioma, how vast are you with this current issue, and what do you think we can do to quickly of hand?
Yes, I must say, whenever the issues of Fulani herdsmen, dispute or crisis with some communities come to a discussion, it is usually a very cautious engagement. This is not something we can just handle anyhow. No, because if you look at some communities where these marauders have ravaged, you would know that it is not something you handle with a kid's glove. So this is an issue that the Agua Central Union, in concert with other social cultural organizations in our in our neighboring communities, can discuss with the government of the day, because it's not an issue we can say, let's send our youth, let's send our mothers, let them chase them out. No, these guys, in some communities they have operated, they are very dangerous. We know them. These people have, rendered some communities deserted. So it's not an issue we can, this is a very serious issue. And everybody in our community ought to be concerned. Everybody, because it can happen to anybody. Any mother can be raped. Any girl, any woman, any mother, aged or young, can be kidnapped and raped. And more often than not, nothing happens. No punishment. No repercussions. So I will encourage the Agwa Central Union to do something immediately. I mean, immediately and effectively. Let them meet with as Comrade Mbono was initially saying, the people that own those cows are not those hungry looking cattle rearers you see. No. Some of these people, are being employed by, top people in the country, including some of our Igbo wealthy people who own, those cattle. So when you're thinking you're dealing with those hungry looking cattle rearers, they are not the ones you're dealing with. You're actually dealing with money bags. So I will advise the ACU to identify some of the owners of these cows, hold discussions with them, including some government representatives, and tell them the reason why they must leave our farmland. You cannot use your business to destroy another person's business. Cattle rearing is a private business. Our farming are private businesses that our people also do. So you cannot bring your cow to graze on my cassava, whereas it is that cassava that gives me livelihood. Your cow also gives you livelihood, and you want your cow to damage my cassava so that I will go hungry while you feed fats on, my own agricultural produce. So this is why the Agwa Central Union, as the voice of Agwa, should do something, and very fast. I mean, very fast. Not when they kill people or when our people kill them, which may be very disastrous. I encourage Agwa Central Union to act very fast now. Identify some of the owners of this hotel. Go to Obin's barracks and meet with the commanders there. The leadership of the army barracks in Imo State knows some of the owners of these cows. So they can hold meetings with them, let them know. And then the government should equally do something very, very fast. If it's a process of, if it can be by, buying some piece of land, let those people buy some piece of land and have it as a rent for their cows. It is, I don't know, in this modern world, cows are not even supposed to be moved from one place to the other. No. They're not supposed to be moved from one place to the other. The owner should buy lands in form of ranch and ranch them where they will be staying, just like as farmers can buy farmlands, and farm on them, because these are private businesses. So these are some of the things I will do. I emphasize again, the ACU should act very fast and be very cautious in its engagement with the owners of this house and the government. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Barrister Kajeta Osisioma, for that. So much on the shoulders of Agwa Central Union, and we pray God strengthen them for these many tasks ahead of them, because when you mention one, Agwa Central Union must come in. You mention another issue, they must come in. That is the responsibilities that comes with leadership. We pray for God to guide them and strengthen them for all that they have been doing for the peace and progress of our community. On that note, I'd like to call on Mr. Xavier Biaziem. We are making valuable contributions and suggestion on how the issue of the Fulani herdsmen can be tackled, as well as that of the issue of oil exploration in Agwa by Sterling Global. Before we wrap up the program, Mr. Xavier Biaziem, in 2 minutes, what is your suggestion on the way forward on the issue of Fulani herdsmen? And I'm sure you listened to what Barrister Kajetan Abiaziem said. Can we have your take, and then we'll wrap up the program from there?
Okay. The issue of Fulani herdsmen in Nigeria is a national issue. And again, there is a way that this Fulani herdsmen issue being channeled. Like Barrister Cadet Soma said, and you said it, if you mention one ACU. Now, we can't fight this herdsmen, Fulani herdsmen. We cannot fight them. Their employees equip them with firearms, and we can fight them. But through this means, we can fight them by communicating to the government, by knowing who own those cattle. We talk to them that we don't need this. Normally, cows don't supposed to move in open place. There is nothing like open grazing in Nigeria. No law in Nigeria admit open grazing. It is also the burden of ACU, because they are the central government we presently have in our clan. It is the burden of ACU to come up and tell the government, look at what we are passing through. Agwa is an agricultural hub. We do farm, and all these cows is destroying our family. So they talk to let them report to the state government and also the security agents. And if our union do all these things, I think Fulani herdsmen will leave our land. I don't support the idea of them maybe buying a piece of land, for their no. They can go back to business. We don't have land to sell for cattle rearers. We don't have land. You can see we don't have land. You understand? Our land is meant for farming. And if you agree with me now, there is hungry everywhere. You understand? So let them also report to the government, the appropriate authorities, that the Fulani herdsmen are disturbing us. They are raping our mothers, they are killing our people, they are kidnapping our people, collecting ransoms. So let SCU come up again. Is their burden? Yes, they will do it. I pray that God give them strength and wisdom and understanding to carry this burden. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Xavier Abiaziem, for that. Our viewers, at this point, would like to draw the curtain here, but before I let you go, I want to specially thank Barrister Cadet and Usisioma for coming to this program today. And before I let you go, Barrister, please, your final note for the people of Agwa in just 30 seconds.
Thank you very much, my brother Chema. It's been a pleasure being in this explosive interview with the crew of Inside Agwa Network. I would like to encourage our people to always come out for any communal issues that concerns our people. This is not a time for us to say it doesn't concern me, because we've seen issues that happen in our communities, and when people were initially saying it didn't concern me, it concerned everybody. So an injury to one is an injury to all, and an injury to all should be an injury to one. So I advise our people to always speak out when something is going wrong. Say it the way it is. Let's not start up. Let's stop. This is not the time to, hide our people, my brother, my sister. No, when your father, when your mother, when your brother, when your sister, when any of them is doing any wrong thing, tell the person face to face, bluntly, this is wrong, leave it. And in that way, Agwa will move forward. I also must appreciate our Central Union. I mean, they are doing great. Of course, as we say, to him more is given, more is expected. Uneasy lies the head that wears the caps. That is why we always mentioning ACU. It is not easy. They are doing great. I know what they are doing in the background. So, but I also encourage them to do more so that Agwa would get to the promised land. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for coming to the program today. And to you, Mr. Xavier Abiaziem, you have been wonderful in this program. Please, your final note for the people of Agwa in 30 seconds.
Okay, my good people of Agwa, I thank you all. Let me encourage and advise our people to shun violence, to shun courtesan and whatever, stealing. We should stand firm. For peace we seek, and peace we shall see. And again, I thank the leadership of Inside Agwa, the crew members, I thank you specially. I thank the leadership of ACU and also advise our people who live in Owerri and East Virus to identify with ACU Owerri branch and others, maybe ACU Abuja, our people who live in Abuja, in diaspora, they should identify with our people in diaspora. If we do this, I think we will move away, we will move forward. And again, I thank my barrister and our viewers. I thank you all. You people are very important. Thank you, and God bless all of us.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'd like to appreciate everyone that has joined us this morning, from Barrister Kajeta Nosisioma to Mr. Savio Abiaziem to Honorable Wisdom, Honorable Ugwebu John Bono to also Comrade Wisdom Ugwebu. All of these people made this program a success today. And to our viewers, it's been a wonderful moment with you. Our Inside Agwa website is there, www.insideagwa.com.ng. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on YouTube. These are channels that you can use to reach out to your people in Agwa and get to know what is happening. Same time next week, we shall be back with another topic. Thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you next time in our program. But before then, please shun violence, stay away from trouble, and together we shall make Agwa better in our own time. Bye.